I am Joellen Litz. I'm here from the Women's Commission, and you're getting an award and inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame from the Lebanon County Commission for Women. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to receive this nomination and award.
Okay. Would you mind stating your name
My name is Carol Christ,
and your maiden name?
Carol Rotunda Christ.
Rotunda. I never knew that. Now, there was a Rotunda that lived in Cleona. Susie was...
She's my niece.
Oh!
Her father just passed away.
Yes.
My brother just passed away.
I read it on Facebook. I'm so sorry for your loss.
It's quite sudden.
Well, can you tell me about your family? You're married?
I'm married to Bill Christ, and we have 2 grown children, and we have 4 grandchildren. And we moved to this farm in about 25 years ago, and have really enjoyed living here. I spent most of my life living in Annville, so it was quite a change to come out where we had animals and chores and barn work and that sort of thing to do.
Well, when I came in, I saw some sheep. Who takes care of the sheep?
Bill's taking care of the sheep while I'm recuperating, but that's generally my flock.
Now, what do you do? The wool? Do you make? Do you compete with making wool or something? Or
it is a wool breed, so it's not a breed that would be usable for meat. And I do sell the wool. It's an endangered breed. It's from England. It's Cotswold sheep. And they no longer are used for manufacturing of clothing because the wool is very thick and dense, and the machinery doesn't work well with it. So it's usually used for hand spinning, and I happen to sell mine to someone who manufactures saddles, and the wool is used as a filling for saddles.
oh my goodness. How interesting. I didn't realize that there were types of sheep that were endangered.
Yes, it's a very old breed, and since it doesn't provide good meat, you know, most farmers don't keep an animal like that. That's not productive. So we like the looks of it. They have long curly locks and are very interesting.
Okay. Well, let's go back to your family. Now, your husband, we talked about, and your children. How about your parents?
My parents have been gone for many years. My father was a teacher at Central Dauphin High School, and as I say, we lived in Annville. He moved to this area with his parents many, many years ago. His father worked at the mines, and they lived in Miners Village and had a boarding house and a store. So he grew up in this area, and my mother was from Connecticut, and they married and came here and raised their family.
Okay. And then, do I recall correctly that your husband worked for Hershey?
Yes, he was with Hershey for 32 years and retired as the chief operating officer.
Wonderful.
And then took a second career with the Hershey Trust, and was the president of their private wealth management group.
Fabulous. I see you at the Historical Society functions. Tell me a little bit. Well, first of all, did you go to college?
I did. I went to Gettysburg College, where I majored in math and chemistry, and then met my husband working as a computer programmer for the Navy. And he then joined the Air Force since he had deferred in college. And we traveled around the country for 5 years in the Air Force. And then he came back and started working for Hershey Foods.
Wow. Now, I'm not quite sure what I heard there. Did you say you were in the Navy?
No, we were both federal employees for the Navy at Mechanicsburg, at the Naval Supply Depot.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I've got the full picture.
Okay.
Very interesting. And so you used your chemistry and studies in that position?
In that position, and also when my children first started school, I volunteered at the Annville Library, which I had done as a child. And I became the children's librarian there, and then went on to get my master's from Drexel in library science. And after being there for 13 years, I went to AMP, and I managed their technical library at AMP Incorporated when it was still in Harrisburg.
Wow, you're quite an accomplished woman there. I didn't realize you did all those positions.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you are retired, is that correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right. What do you do to keep yourself busy other than your sheep?
Well, I'm sort of a general volunteer. I'm president of Cornwall Iron Furnaces Friends Group, and I'm on the board of the Lebanon County Historical Society. I'm treasurer there. I was in Rotary for many years. I was president of Friends of Old Annville. I'm trying to think of what other activities. I'm on some of the library boards. I was on the county library board. I'm on the Lebanon Library Board at the present time.
Thank you for all your service.
I enjoy it very much, and I remember my grandfather saying it's very important to give back to the community, so we've always followed his words there.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Now tell me, when you're on these boards, do you feel like there's something you've done specific? What's the most outstanding thing that you remember doing that you said, that was really worthwhile, or that made me proud, or was there an outstanding moment that you can recall?
Well, I've always been pleased with the fundraisers I've been in charge of at Cornwall. During my presidency there, we've instituted the Christmas House Tour, which has been very, very successful for a great number of years and provides funds for us to have intern programs in the summertime. We also started a new fundraiser there called the Beer Blast, where we have a wine and cheese and beer tasting, and those funds also go in to help Steve and have proper staffing of the furnace. Since the state has cut back on a lot of the staffing, we as a volunteer group supply staffing for weekends.
Wow, that's amazing. I know I've seen you out there different times, and you seem to just really enjoy the history of the area.
I do, I really do, and especially since my father grew up in Miners Village, that was also an important part of his life, was the furnace there.
The connection makes a lot of sense.
It does.
And here by your farm, not too distant, is the rail trail.
That's right. That's right. We're excited about it coming. We're hoping that we're still here by the time that this leg of the trail is finished.
Okay. Now, if there was a challenge out there that you haven't quite accomplished yet and you'd like to get that done, what might that challenge be?
Well, presently I'm working with the Historical Society, and we're just hoping to unite the tunnel group and the society and have it all function as one. That really is my next goal, is that we can develop a relationship there that is satisfactory to everyone.
That's an admirable goal. And I think that would be beneficial to the entire community.
Oh, absolutely, because the Tunnel Park is such a wonderful thing to have so nearby, where people can actually walk from the city and enjoy nature.
I'm sure there's something that is in your mind to say that I haven't asked you. What should I have asked you that I didn't, or what would you like to say?
I would just like to say that I'm hoping that the Commission for Women continues to have its organization publicized as identifying women and showing how important the history of women is in Lebanon County.
Thank you. I often think that, and I think we talked about this earlier, if women don't help to record women's history,
Yes,
it gets lost.
it does get lost.
Yeah. So it's very important to me to see people like you be recognized, and it's important to the commission as a whole to make sure that we don't lose this history.
Oh, yes.
And we invite you and others who might watch this tape to go to the Lebanon County website for the Commission for Women. And we have a page where we have links to all of the articles that we've written and history that we've recorded through video. And they can just spend all day looking back on women's history in Lebanon County. So we hope that that's appreciated in the future, and invite you and others to visit that site.
Can that be part of, I'm always thinking library and archives, can that be part, could that somehow be housed, a copy of that at the archives at the Lebanon County Historical Society?
Absolutely. If somebody wants to download and save copies, we have no objection. We haven't copyrighted it because we feel it's done to share with the public.
Yes.
And we know that the history is important, and we're always looking for how to catalog and preserve, and to have things in more than one location. It's something that's recommended when it comes to government. You have to build in redundancy in case of flood, fire, whatever,
Just
natural
know.
disaster of some sort.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll speak to Brian about that and see if
Okay.
what we could work out.
You know, before we stop, I wanted to ask, do you have a philosophy of life that you would share?
I've always thought that every day is beautiful, and I really love living in Lebanon County. You know, we've been around so much of the country and abroad, and I always love coming home and coming down the hill on 72 and just viewing the valley. I hope that Lebanon County will still have its agricultural base for many years.
And if you had to give some words of advice to the next generation, especially young women, what might that be?
I think with we women, we tend to divide our lives into many chapters. And I think as you get older, with each chapter you have a greater appreciation for life, family, and I hope women will continue along those lines to strive and still have the desire to serve the community and enjoy life.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you.